Hey everybody, happy Thursday afternoon to all of you beautiful people. It's another day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. My name is Simone, the student teacher. I help educators and leaders share their story through written and verbal communication. I'm excited today to be on with you guys just for about 30 minutes. Share this with your friends. Tell them to come on really quick. We have an amazing guest that's going to share a little bit tonight, and then we're going to be off until we see you on Tuesday. So Tuesday, for those of you who don't know, we're doing the My Tears Are Tired, the bounce back after the setback summit, and I'm excited because I got Miss Angela, but Miss Angela Marshall is going to be one of the amazing speakers. And so I have her tonight in between her going live for another show on her station. And so I'm going to share a little bit about her really quick. And then I'm going to bring her out and let her take over the stage really quick. So she is born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. And you guys know, being from North Carolina, coming to Maryland, I thought Maryland was Maryland, but it's Maryland. Then you have DC claims its own, and then Baltimore is like its own like city type of thing. So when I hear people talk about Baltimore, they really have their own. It's like their own borough, their own city, their own state, all by itself. So she is a native of Baltimore, Maryland. She used to be in the industry of doing hair, right? So, for all the ladies who love to get your hair done, I love a good hairdo. She did that for a number of years, and she worked with Dudley. And we talked about that when I was in the studio with her about Dudley and then being in Greensboro, how I lived there before. So I thought that was pretty cool. But she is the co-founder of Worldwide Flava Network, aka WWFN. It's an online radio station. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out and get plugged into all the wonderful things that she is doing. In May of 2018, Angela received 2 awards for Donnie Glover Be More News, Black Wall Street, and Women in Business International for Women Thriving in Business. And then in 2020, November of 2020, Miss Angela received a certificate for completing a 21-day prayer challenge, the Lydia Anointing Certified with the Church Girl CEO Academy, and was recognized for her perfect attendance. And so most of us know that if you're a person of faith, that prayer is definitely something that we need today, tomorrow, and forevermore. And then in December 2020, Angela received the Service Award from Johns Hopkins University for her 10 years of service. And so, sometimes people say that they're servant leaders and they got a servant's heart, but a lot of times it comes out through their action and what they do. And so I'm very excited to know that she is here tonight, and I'm more excited that she said yes to being a part of the event. So I gotta get my sound together. And I want to welcome to Speak Live to the student teacher page, to Simone Walden page, Miss Angela Marshall.
You are so kind. Thank you so much. I'll tell you, that was just so wonderful. Thank you very much. I am humbled to be here. I thank you for this opportunity. I truly am. I don't, take it for granted. I count it as an honor and a privilege to come and share on your platform. It's just great to be able to do that. So thank you once again for the invite, not just to be a part of today, but also to be a part of your project that you are having on Tuesday. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, to share the platform with those beautiful ladies. Oh my gosh, that is just such an honor. So I thank you.
You are so welcome. And my sound didn't go out, so I'm gonna do this again, right? So we gotta welcome Miss Angela Marshall. And then we all just go crazy. So
we'll clap for her. Okay. So thank you so much once again. Thank you.
You are welcome so much. So when back in last year, I was on a Facebook Live with 2 of my sisters about praying. Well, it's 3 of us about praying, and that's how the the anthology book that you saw came to be was Unmute Yourself. And when you reached out to me, I was like, sure, I do it. And initially I thought it was just gonna be online. I didn't realize it was gonna be in person. And then when I came to the studio and met you, I was like, oh my God, you know how you meet people who they're pretty, but they're also nice. I was like, this lady is so pretty. She's so nice to me. Like I was like,
Oh,
I,
girl, you making me blush. I'm like, look, stop.
I'm for real. I was like, oh my God, this lady is so nice. You were so nice. And then you were so like down to earth. And I was like, man, I could sit and talk to this lady in her studio. If I didn't have to go that day,
Right.
I probably would have stayed there and talked to you more.
We probably would have been, because it was just such a great connection. And so I definitely could say, if it has happened when you have really great connections with people, it has literally happened that I have sat here on a Sunday and have talked to a guest 2, 3. I mean, not only just in person, but actually virtually. It's just how the connections happen. So, I don't, take it for granted. I appreciate the connection that God allowed. I don't take it lightly. I believe even the more now that it was divinely ordained that you and I connected in the timely manner that he did allow this to happen.
Yep, I agree. And when as we were just going through with the interview on air, and you said something about bounce back, and I told you, I said I got some. I want to invite, and I invited you right on the air because I was like, oh yes, it was more than us just coming together for the unmute and the unmask. So I knew it was for a greater purpose. I was like, well, let me just ask her. And then when you said yes, I was like, oh my gosh, like what? She said, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I do not, take that for granted. I truly appreciate the opportunity because everybody is not always so blessed. So I thank you. I appreciate this truly.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to ask you the first question I posted up here. Who is Miss Angela Marshall, the person, and then who are you, the entrepreneur, or anything else you want to share about you? Because for some of the people that follow the Super Teacher page, they may have never heard of who Miss Angela Marshall is.
Absolutely. Angela, the person, she is a kind-hearted um, woman who has a heart for people, a servant heart, just loves to give her time and energy to people who want to receive it. Let me just say that because everybody's not in a place to receive what you're willing to give. And so that's who she is. She loves on people. She loves children. She just loves people. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not going to start naming the categories, but I just love people and I love interacting with people. I like to be able to find myself in a place that if I can be of any help in your life, a servant of any kind, um, I try my best to be that and do it at 100%. As the entrepreneur herself, she has been grinding and being an entrepreneur since the mid 90s.
Hey.
First was my first business. It was just like not real planned out. I'm going to just be honest with you. It just kind of happened. I ended up getting my own salon. It was on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
Say that. Was not like I had literally sat down, put out a plan, none of that. And so when that happened, I had to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, I just believe God had to keep making me adjust in different things because some things were just dropped on me. And not to say that I took on the challenge, but,
Mm-hmm.
it's different when you're watching your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 aunts that were vibrant hairstylists back then.
Mm-hmm.
One decided she was closing hers, and the other 2 was doing their thing. Of course, I didn't think to go. I just said I do want my own salon, so might as well use this as the opportunity now. Instead of just going and working in one of the other 2 aunts, I decided I was just going to go ahead and start the business. I was used to like paying my booth rent and going on about my business. Didn't have to worry about nothing. And I helped keep the salon clean there. Don't get me wrong. I kept it clean. But I had all them other bills that came with it. So, that was the thing for me. And it was definitely, I thank God to this very day. Here we are 30 some years later, even having the salon, my own salon for 20 some years, not having one time the lights cut off, the water cut off, the rent late. No, 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 I'm gonna change that. The rent was late 3 times. I had managed the part where I had to pay the tax part, pay the bills too. I hadn't managed that part right, but I got it right by the third time. By the third
Yeah.
time, I had it right. So, after that, I've been able to, from that point on to this very day, and it's nothing but to God's glory that I have been able to, manage my business the way that I did. And so I'm just very grateful for the opportunity. And so, yes, I've had a salon. I still have a wedding consultant, event planning business. I do that upon request only. It's not something that I advertise any longer. I used to. That was big, and my ex-husband and I, we used to have a catering business. So that was kind of intertwined together with the event planning. All of that kind of worked together. So, all of that is, it has its own separation. And again, now I'm here with Worldwide Flava Network, and I'm just grateful for God's giving me the opportunity. I've always wanted to be in radio. Just to let you know, something, I always wanted to be in,
Wow.
but I was back in the day. I was very shy when it came to speaking in front of people.
Wow.
So it was nothing but the opportunity working for Dudley Products is what really helped me get comfortable with a little bit comfortable with speaking in front of people, because I still get nervous. I was in here nervous just now, knowing I was going to be on your show. I was nervous yesterday, the show I was on.
Wow.
It still hits me,
Yeah.
but the opportunity working for Dudley Products was ever such a blessing for me. When I say that, it was because it put me in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me an opportunity to talk, explain, being an educator. I'm good in the classroom.
Yeah.
Classroom, like when I'm not, but when it came to actually being on stage, it was like you just get your legs get the shaking and all kinds of stuff when you got to be on stage. But I don't, one of my friends kept saying, well, Angela, I don't see what the difference is when you teaching in front of people and teaching. It's no different. I said, I don't know what it is. It's just
Yeah.
something that happens. Something that literally, when I get in front of people, I get nervous as I don't know what. But I've been able to manage it, and then God gave me the opportunity to be a co-host on a radio show, which then
Mhm.
branched off into getting my own show. Like literally within months, I never imagined having my own radio show. I was just literally just trying to be a good co-host, and then that was that November. By March 4th, we were launching Baltimore Flavor Gospel.
Wow.
That literally that very next year, and then by August, launching Worldwide Flava Network. And then by June of the following, that very next year, I was the sole owner of Worldwide Flava Network. So it was just like God just was doing some things. But in the midst of all of that, there was some bouncing.
Yeah.
You hear me saying these transitions, but you got to bounce back from all those transitions. Not always that easy, but I can only tell you if you just keep God first. Keep
Wow.
God first.
As I hear you talking about it, because being an education, I told you, and I shared you, like, hopefully I'm scooting on out right real soon. So sometimes people with our jobs or different things that we do, it may not be what we want or where we want to be long term, but everything prepares us along the way. And I hear how you talk about with Dudley, how that prepares you even into what you're doing there, being comfortable talking to people, being comfortable speaking to people outside of the classroom. And so, what would you say to that person who may be a little, they're ready to exit from either their job or situation or something, but it may be something that God is keeping them there to learn. Like, what is some encouragement or some motivation you give to say, just hold on, because when it's time to go, you're gonna be prepared for what's next.
Absolutely. You just spoke it all right there. You said it all. Take it actually in the middle of even being an entrepreneur, I was an educator myself. So I was a high school teacher, middle school and high school teacher. And so one thing I always, try to encourage my students was to stay focused. So when you're seeking God on making a transition and making some changes, you literally have to stay focused. You have to pray. You have to ask God for guidance. And don't, because I've made this mistake myself. So I don't want you guys to think by no means that Miss Angela got it all right the first time, because she didn't. Okay. Let's be clear about it. But what I want you to stay focused on is that you don't get caught up on, it looks like this should be going this way. Sometimes you got to just stand still. And when God may say no, but that didn't mean, or wait, let me say that, because he may say no, and when he say no, he means no. But when he says wait, that's where people get messed up at seminary. Get messed up in the, when God tell them to wait. Been there, done that. Because then you start seeing things that look like it's the right. It looks like this is what I'm trying to do, God. So this got to be right. But he still told you to wait. He didn't tell you to make the move. He didn't tell you to do none of that. And I've been there, done that. And I ain't talking about way back. I'm talking about even in more recent time.
Wow.
Okay? So we got, just because it looked like it should be, doesn't mean his timing. Wait till he gives you the go. And you will know when it's the go. Wait. Don't, even if you feel, I'm telling you what I know. Timing is always so perfect. His timing, he makes no mistakes in his timing. So I would encourage whomever is considering transitioning jobs, transitioning in your business. And I know people got this new thing. You just got to jump out there and do it. You just got to do it, but you got to prepare. God talks in his word about preparation. And I'm not going to say there's not been some great opportunities for some people who jumped out there and it did really well.
Mm-hmm.
That was God's grace on the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. But preparation is so important to, especially when you're dealing with a family, when you're dealing with, it's not just you.
Yeah.
See, some of the decisions I made, it was just me back in some of these situations.
Mm-hmm.
So, you figure, oh, I ain't got nobody to, if I mess up, I mess up, it's on me. But when you got to think about your family.
Yeah.
Right. For me, it wasn't no option when I was in stuff when my family was all, everything was what it was. It wasn't no options there.
Yeah.
Sister would be out there working 3-4 jobs to make sure the family good. Even if I stepped out and did something, I still wanted to make sure my family was good.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep those things in mind. But I would never discourage anybody from ever trying to reach a goal, reach a dream. When I look at Worldwide Flava Network, I'm living a dream of being on radio.
Wow.
It's totally different than when back in the day. Back in the day, you ain't had no social media. You didn't have any, people weren't even seeing nothing in the studio other than a picture you might have taken. Wasn't on no phone. So you was taking a picture, had to go develop it unless you had a Polaroid. Unless you had a Polaroid. People were not, it wasn't none of that. You had 35 millimeter, had to wait for it to develop. Nothing was no instant gratification stuff like we got today.
Right.
So, for me, I just tell people, just stay focused, prepare yourself. Being in business, being an entrepreneur, it's not an easy road. You got to want to be in the fight for the long haul. You cannot think that it's just going to be, oh, I got this. I'm going to be. Yes, it looks like it's easy. Sometimes like, Angela, I don't know how you doing all of what you do. I don't know. And I said, it's nothing but God's grace. Because let's be clear. Sometimes I sit back and say, Lord, how did I do all this? I'm like, Lord, that's where I'm at sometimes. But I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for what he does and how he does things. And again, preparation is so important. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, I'm always tell people, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. And it's nothing to having more than one business. Because at one point I was running multiple businesses all at the same time. And they were doing very well.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But things ever evolved.
Yeah.
That I had to go back into, the educational field, things like that, because life happens.
Yeah.
And let's be clear about something. If you see the businesses doing like now, we're dealing with a pandemic, and some businesses are doing well, and some businesses are, you know, teetering.
Yeah.
Get in your mind that you gotta maybe go get another job
Yeah.
just to pick up that ends of the meat, as they say.
Right, 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 right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just keep saying I'm gonna just let things keep going to the wayside. If you feel like the business really is teetering, then just take a chance and say, you know what? I'm gonna work my business, but I got to go get maybe a 9 to 5,
Yeah. Yeah.
4 to 12, or
Yeah.
the night to 7. Whatever works in your, in your time slot, you do what you gotta do. I've been there. Work a full-time job in school,
Yeah.
working retail.
Wow.
Like, did it very well. Some of that. Let's be real clear. Really well, but I hated retail.
Wow.
Like and I'm not gonna say hate. Let me
Yeah.
not say, because that's not a word that I really don't like even using.
Yeah.
But I really did not like being in retail, but I did it so well.
Yeah.
I knew that I was good at it. I knew, and it was easy for me to pick up a little few hours here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I was still working in the salon. I was still, working my full-time job because life had happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what you just pick up them skills and you figure out, okay, we're gonna do this. We gonna figure it out. Just
Yeah.
even if that retail job ain't do nothing but put some gas in your car,
Yeah.
put a few little groceries in the house.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing. That's what its purpose was for. You know, groceries and some gas in the car, because the other money is taking care of all the other responsibilities.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do when you find yourself in these places.
Yeah.
That's that hustler side of me.
Yeah. I love it. Wow. And guys, y'all can hear that she's a woman that she knows what she's talking about. You can tell she is versed and skilled, and that she's been doing that, and she can really help you. Miss Angela, I know you told me that you do I think let me not say it, you told me that, but I recall you do coaching. Do you like help women who are
I do coaching. I don't advertise yet because I really haven't pushed the business to the point that I've been able to get my logo done and things of that nature. So yes, I do. Business is one of my strong areas, but I do life and business coaching. I like to help women who feel they are in a discouraging place in themselves, loving on themselves, because once you begin to work on that loving yourself piece, all the other components will begin to come together. And so yes, I love helping women in those areas, young women as well, because sometimes our young women have not been exposed to, I know some of the things, and I can't say everything that I was exposed to was the right thing, okay,
yeah.
but there were some things that I see,
Mm-hmm.
when I became an educator, when I started teaching, and the parenting was so different from when I grew up.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say everything was perfect the way they did us when we were growing up, but
Mm-hmm.
parenting was definitely different. So I, really took a liking to wanting to help women, help young girls, make some better decisions. I know I've made a lot of wrong decisions. And so for that, I don't want, if I can be that catalyst to help that one person make a definite difference in their life, then I want to be that catalyst to be helping them make that change. So yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. So, Ms. Angela, tell us a little bit about the radio show. If someone wants to maybe be a guest or you can host their own show, they're trying to get more information about it. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. So Worldwide Flava Network is an online radio station in which we have multiple shows. You can go to our website, www.worldwideflavanetwork.com. Flava is Flava. And so on there, you can actually reach out to us if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can actually reach out to the individual hosts that are on those that are on the page who has contact information. You can click on their social media, reach out to them if you would like to be a guest on their show. If you'd like to be a guest on my show, I have Baltimore Flavor Gospel Show on Sundays, and then I have the Hot Topics Live show, which is tonight. So once we finish here at 6 o'clock, you can come on that show, watch us at 6 o'clock. We're going to have some dynamic women on there. They're actually women in business dealing in the finance area, money, numbers, things of that nature, stuff that I love, the numbers. And so you can definitely tune into that at 6 o'clock. And then we have another show called Overtime. Actually, they're going to be talking about fitness tonight. So we're going to be hitting a lot of stuff tonight. And then I'm not sure. Anika Notice Tell All. It is what it is. They tell all. You don't know what they may have in conversation on tonight and who their guests may be, but they always come with some powerful stuff as well. And then on Saturday, we have Sheila Brady Breaking the Silence, and that is a show that talks about domestic violence and all of that. And so we definitely encourage you to tune into us. We are a 24-hour a day radio station that plays wonderful music all day long. It's a variety of music, so you may be listening to some jazz. I mean, next thing you know, you listening to some gospel. Next thing you know, you might be listening to some Jay-Z and Beyonce and anybody else, because we just want people to feel at home with Worldwide Flava Network. And so that is what we do. We make it, palatable for everyone as much as possible. On Sundays, though, we do have from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., we do all straight gospel. You just have all gospel, and it's all versions of gospel. So you may have some old style gospel, you'll have some hip hop gospel, you got all of it, that R&B sound gospel. You're gonna have it all on Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. Right before my show start, we do nothing but non-commercial gospel. Is very, if it's anything, it's normally just advertising the radio station itself, but pretty much we do straight sets of just some good music that you can just get yourself all prepared for worship, because most worship services are starting between 10 and 12 noon now. So that's just preparing you for that. So we are definitely looking for some new shows here on our network. So if you're looking for a home, and yes, you can have a virtual show. So don't feel like you have to come into the studio, because now we are glad the platform we have, we can even do some other little features from your end. So, those of you who have your own backdrops and stuff like that, you can put all of that good stuff up. So we just looking for new innovative things here on the Worldwide Flava Network. We have an absolutely beautiful studio. Miss Simone can tell you she's been here herself, and so nice, good studio. Yes, we do have it where it's socially distanced, so we keep it really nice and clean and safe. We clean after every show. Look, we used to have sponge mic covers, but we changed to the disposable mic covers, so that nobody don't feel like, oh my gosh, it's really, safe. Everything is disposable. So you don't have anything to worry about. We sanitize, all that good stuff. So it is a safe environment here on the Worldwide Flava Network.
And I can attest to what she said. It was very clean when I came, and she cleaned up right after we were done. So she ain't lying. It is very safe and it's very clean. So that is a go for those of you who may be kind of wondering about going to the studio. So Miss Angela, I know our time is running out, and I am so thankful and grateful that we had this opportunity today. Is there anything you want to say before you go about this summit on Tuesday, about a little, maybe a snippet or just the title of what you're going to talk about on Tuesday? So guys, if you haven't registered, I'm going to put the link in here so you can register.
Absolutely. And I just want to encourage you to register. That's what I want to do. And yes, we're going to talk about optimistic in, I think, what was my topic? Optimistic in after a dark place or something. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but it was definitely that. I want you to be optimistic, because in spite of it all, you're still here.
Yes. Yes.
You know how many people may not have survived what you survived?
Yeah.
Lost their mind. I ain't gonna say the mind don't wander. I just want you to be encouraged. Every one of those women have a powerful story. And I want you to come and register and tune in, because something you can learn from each and every one of them.
Yeah.
It's something you can learn. It's something you may be dealing with that can help you right in this season. Because let's be clear, the seasons don't just change with the seasons of the calendar. There are seasons that God will actually use to help you move in the direction He needs you to move in. But you got to be attentive to the season that He has you in. And when you have to repeat something, Jesus, I don't want to tell my message on Tuesday, but that revisit, can be very, you got to be optimistic. You got to have faith. You have to trust God when you get in a place that you are revisiting something you had already experienced.
My gosh.
I don't want to go any further someday because I've been on went on all the way in, and I want you to go register. I want you to be prepared, come with your mind open and ready to receive what God has put. She's put this program, this whole project together, because even in this, from last year to this year, this time, I think about the people, minds, and the things that people were saying. The things that people were saying last year this time, and the fact you're still here.
Yeah.
Speak a different language now. So I just want you to go register, get yourself in the room. It's best to be in the room. Don't get the app. Yes, you can get the replay if that's how it's going to work. I don't even know if we're going to have a replay, but at the end of the day, go get yourself in the room. It's nothing like being in the room and knowing that what you are receiving could really make a difference in where you're going. We're in the second quarter of the year.
Yeah.
We're in the second quarter of the year. A whole lot can happen in the second quarter. You might have missed on some things in the first quarter, but here we're in the second quarter. There's some new opportunities for the second quarter to make things a little bit different. How about the fact we're in the new year? It's April.
Yeah.
And to know that I know we serve a God because we done had almost every season in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Down to the day. You may not have seen some snow, but there was some snow here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in other states as well. So we know we serve a God that's ever changing and ever providing.
Yeah.
So I just want you to register. I don't want to say no more because it's so much that's to offer. And we just want us to put that's right. Pretty Heels bounce back 21. And yes, you can bounce back. Yeah. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your mind is telling you. I don't care what other people is telling you. You can bounce back. You can.
Wow. Yeah. I'm all stirred up now. I'm gonna when you said the revisit, I'm like that'll preach all in itself. The revisit,
all in it, all in it. Yeah,
because I didn't revisit the whole bunch of stuff.
That revisit can be that's the thing that can really is one thing going through it the first time.
Yeah,
and you feel like it was hard, but when you got to revisit almost exactly the same. And not once, but you revisit it twice. So I pray to God I got it this time. That's all I tell you. That's all I keep saying. Lord, I pray I got it.
Yeah.
And it was honestly, I know it was to strengthen me. I know it was to help me. I didn't know it the first two times probably.
Yeah.
But the third time it happened, the third time, some of that, I know it was about me. Not me in the sense of me and stuff like that. It was me and his relationship.
Yeah.
When I say me, it was about me and God's relationship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Miss Angela, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. Guys, listen, if you see how the day went, you already know on Tuesday when she come, like it's gonna be on and popping. I can't wait to hear what she's gonna say.
On that, let's just pray that all is well, and we will be here on Tuesday. That's all I want. I want everything to go the way as you plan, Lord God, and have us prepared, all of us to be prepared. And I pray for every woman that we will be as you would have it to be what your desire is for this bounce back event, that it will be everything that God has planned, that He gets the glory and not we ourselves.
Amen in Jesus' name. Look at that. That's why you bring people that say, listen, at the end of the day, it's about God getting the glory. I love women like that.
Absolutely. He got to get the glory. I don't care how many stories we all got. We couldn't even tell the story. He gets the glory on that.
That's right.
He gets the glory on that. No matter how many stories we got, he gets the glory.
I love it so much. I love it
so much. I truly appreciate it. There's the registration in the link. I need you guys to go out and register. Please go and register.
It's going to be good, guys.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Ms. Angela, thank you so much. I'm going to see if I can slide in and tune in. Your show is at 6 o'clock, right?
At 6 o'clock. Yep. We're going to have some dynamic women. Please tune on at 6 o'clock. Those women, they're getting ready to have a conference this weekend. And it's all about the money. And it's not about they try and get your money. They try and help you get your money. Get your credit right. When I say they all are experts in their own individual, and actually one of them just released the book. So it's just going to be powerful tonight at 6 o'clock, because I want us to do better with our money. We all do. We all could use some insight in dealing with learning about money. So I'm just looking forward to it. So I'm excited. So thank you so much, Simone, so much again for having me on this evening. And I'm so looking forward to Tuesday. Go register.
Yes, go register. Thank you so much, Miss Angela. You have an amazing night, guys. I put her link at the bottom. So you guys can go click on the link. You can go and see her, the website. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share it. Ms. Angela, I know if you have to go, I'm gonna share it.
Thank you, everyone, and see you at Tuesday, or hopefully see you tonight.
Yeah, see you tonight.
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, listen, here is her website. If you go over here to the website, you can kind of see all that she is talking about. You can advertise on a radio show. It has all of the different stations that you can hop on to. So it's Worldwide Flava Network. So go and tune in. She was so hospitable. She was so sweet to me that day that I met her. And I was so grateful, because sometimes God placed people in your life and you don't know the role that they will play in your life. You don't know why he's putting them there for that season or for that time, but she has definitely been a source of encouragement for me. And so I am grateful. I'm thankful for that. So go ahead and follow her. Definitely, if you want to be a part of the conference, you have to register. It would not be on Facebook. I know a lot of times people kind of wait and see it's going to be on Facebook. It won't be on Facebook Live. There probably will be a replay that will come out through Facebook, but you want to get in on Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night. I'll start at 6:45. It starts at 7, but I'll start at 6:45 with the welcome, with the introduction. At 7 o'clock, our first speaker, Miss Veronica Burnett, will be taking the virtual stage. Her message is, what's in my duffel bag? How many times have we walked around and carried around things that we shouldn't carry around, that's weighing us down, that's loading us down, extra weight, extra baggage? So she's going to share about that, and then it's going to continue to go. And Miss Angela is up right before I close it out for the night. So tune in. It's from 7 p.m. till about 9:30, maybe 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, April the 27th. My tears are tired. The bounce back after the setback. Once you register, registration is free. Once you register, then hey, Miss T, how you doing? To Cousin Vivian, Miss Mary. Hey to all you beautiful people. Once you register, I would then send you you'll get an email from a platform we're using called Eventy. And what that does, it puts you in a community where you can communicate with the speakers and the other attendees. If you have questions that you want to ask them, or something that you want to know about, you can post that there, and then we can address them and get you all the information that you need. So it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be a great time. You heard her. If you missed Sonia Moore is one of the other speakers. She came on with me last Friday, and she just talked a little bit about going from working in corporate America for about 20 years to now being a full-time entrepreneur. And for some of you, you may say, hey, I don't necessarily want to be an entrepreneur. I don't necessarily, some of you may be retired. I know Miss Mary is retired from the nursing field, right? So maybe you don't want to go into entrepreneurship, but we can always learn something about bouncing back and about faith and allowing God to lead us in whatever other endeavors that we want to do. So definitely join us tonight. I will be back later. It's a blessing to see you. Later, I have 2 classes after I get off of here tonight. But I'm gonna try to come back tonight. If I don't come back tonight, tomorrow for sure, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about the spirit of mockery, how that slows people down, how that tries to stifle people, how that tries to muzzle people, how that tries to muzzle people who are walking in their purpose, who is trying to muzzle people from speaking and saying what it is that God has called them to say, try to make you feel like what you're doing, you're not qualified, you shouldn't be doing it because you got all this other stuff going on. So I'm definitely going to talk about that. I heard a short message on it earlier today. And the very first spirit that I ever heard my spiritual mom talk about was the spirit of mockery. And that was 5 years ago. And I did not know. And it was just hearing that night, it broke some things off of my life 5 years ago. And so to hear it earlier today, I said, I'm going to come back and revisit it and share it with you, beautiful people, because it may be something that you have dealt with. You may not even know that's what it's called until you hear some of the characteristics and what it does and point out some certain scriptures in the Bible that helps you say, wow, maybe that's something I've dealt with. Or wow, maybe that's something that I see other people dealing with. You know, if you ever see people who start, especially like men start something, but they stop, they get a little, they get a little, make a little traction, get a little progress, and then something sets them back. A lot of that is coupled with the spirit of mockery, where you have these, whether it comes through people talking or is things that come up in your own head, where it try to make you second guess yourself and second guess what God has called you. I shared this other night. Don't opt out your journey. If God won't opt out your journey, don't you opt out your journey. If God says, I'm gonna go the distance with you, then you go the distance with God, right? Sometimes, we may not know how it's gonna work out. We don't know all the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But I promise you, if God is going to go the distance with you, go the distance with God. And I shared this last thing last night, and I'm done. Is that he told me, he said, Simeon, I'm delivering you as you go. That's what he told me. I'm delivering you as you go. And he gave me the analogy of like losing weight, right? When you on this weight loss journey, you don't just lose 10 and 20 pounds overnight. You have to exercise. You have to eat right. You meal prep. You watch your calorie intake. You do those things that's going to help you get there over time. And you may not see the pounds at first, but some people call it like you lose inches, right? And it's the same thing in the spirit, man. As you go, you see stuff falling off. As you go, as you discipline yourself, you see that stuff coming off. So don't stop because you feel like you don't see the progress. Don't stop because you feel like it's not coming fast enough. Don't stop because you think, oh my God, Lord, I'm still in this same place, but you don't even know stuff is already falling off. Inches have already fallen off for you. You will see the transition. You will see your change in the go. You'll see your transition in the by and by. You will see your transition as you keep saying yes. You will see your transition as you get disciplined more. You will see your transition as you start to do things over and over in time that will say, you know what? Lord, you are definitely helping me. So I love you guys tonight. Be blessed in Jesus' name. Yeah, Miss T, I definitely hope for you, baby, to tune in. Yeah, Miss Mary, don't stop. So listen, ladies, I love you guys tonight. Be blessed in Jesus' name. Have an amazing night, an amazing day, amazing weekend. If I don't come back tonight, because sometimes my class go like really late. But I love to hop on at midnight. So I don't think we'll be on till midnight, but I'm going to come back and definitely share a little bit about that with you guys. So love you guys. Blessings to you, Miss Mary, Miss and Cousin Vivian and Miss T, and to all you beautiful people that's here. If I didn't say your names because I don't see it, so I'm not trying to be rude. And those of you who are tuning in because you came on by way of Miss Angela Marshall, go ahead and register. If you're not following her, she is somebody, I'm telling you, she was such a sweet spirit, just a beautiful woman, a very inviting woman that day I met her. And that was back in March, I believe. I was at my family. We had a birthday party for my grandmother, and I went home that Saturday. And I came back late that night because I said I wanted to be in the studio. I could have did it virtually, but it was something like I needed to be there to meet her face to face. And I'm glad that I met her face to face. So I love you guys and see y'all later. Peace.